What's up, Ruthless Nation? Here we are Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. It's not. We're taking on Kansas under the lights, which brought us one of the closest finishes in NASCAR earlier this season in the actual Cup Series. And tonight we got quite the field. We're going to have 22 guys out there. A little bit of Ruthless history here tonight, though. We're going to have Hollywood and Typical, who have ran the same lap time in qualifying. So I guess technically that's going to go to Hollywood. So he will be your West Higgins ORV pole sitter for tonight. But yeah, they ran the same exact lap time, 30.476. So very interesting to see. Most likely going to be two of our faster cars here in the race, both starting on the front for this one at Kansas. But we're just moments away from these guys getting this started. We were scheduled for a 9:10 start time, and looks like we are kind of just getting roll call and stuff out of the way. Maybe last second questions some guys may have about the rules. But tonight the stages will break down with 2 pits in stage 1, 1 pit in stage 2, which will require a little bit of saving there on the fuel, as 18 is what we're given on the tank. So it'll be a very interesting go at stage 2, sort of kind of what we saw at Pocono earlier on this season. Glad to be back though here in the booth with you guys, as it has been a while. Good to see Snowman in the chat cheering for Dak Fu in that 19. Unfortunately, he'll be marred in traffic to start this one, as he will start in 15th position. But all these qualifying times are rather close, so it's not like he ran a bad lap time to get back there. It's just everybody's running really good, fast lap times just throughout the field. Somehow, Parley will be starting at the main back of this field, as he must have had something go on, as he's nearly 10 seconds off the field average for qualifying. So we'll see what that 17 car can do from the back tonight. As we know, Kansas is a very much high side dominant track, going to be running right there against that wall. And that's going to certainly make things interesting with how guys are going to be able to gain track position. Possibly going to see some guys try to do some strategy here in these stages that have the 2 pit stops. Also, a way to gain track position on the track is going to have to be, unfortunately, pulling the elusive slide job here at Kansas, as a run off the bottom may get you a little bit ahead of somebody up there on the top, but you have to find that opening quickly, get that car back up there against that fence, and hope you don't back up the field in the process. We have the, as I already mentioned, Hollywood's West Higgins ORV pole sitter, but same exact lap times between Hollywood and Typical, both running a 30.476 tonight. And I guess tie goes to the runner, so Hollywood will be your official West Higgins ORV Pole Award sitter. Please go check out West Higgins ORV on YouTube. And also, don't forget SKU Car over on X, formerly Twitter. Always a proud sponsor here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. But without further ado, folks, we have got the invite, we've got the message to join, and we are going racing from Kansas. So hang tight. These fellas get into the SKU Car restart zone. This race will be underway. Here we are, loading up at the infamous Kansas Speedway. Like I said, on these restarts, you're going to see a couple guys kind of hang to that bottom, but very quickly out of turn 2, we're going to see them getting back up to the high side. So it should be interesting to see how it's going to look with 11 rows of cars out here trying to all fight for a piece of their property up against that fence. And, oh, we've already got some guys out of the lobby. I think possibly going to have to be a restart here. Could have going to have to be a lobby restart here. Several guys have gotten kicked out of this one to start. So yeah, I guess Kansas is known for having those lag storms. Yeah, these guys give us a good little wreck before they end this lobby. I appreciate that. Some guys still finding their way off the track. So we're going to have a restart here at Kansas, a lobby restart rather, as unfortunately the lag storm comes out before we even get through the restart zone. So we will wait once again for our invites and join message. Not quite sure why that had happened. They must have got in there and saw that it lagged instantly. So we'll keep an eye on what these guys choose to do. Like I said, infamous Kansas Speedway, because it is always known to lag here at Kansas. But anyways, folks, please hang tight. They're getting the lobby back together right now. We've got 14 of the 22 already back in there. Probably will be a pace lap or two to start. All right, getting everything under control here. All right, so don't know exactly how many pace laps we're going to have. Also don't know if that will eliminate one of our 2 required pit stops. Yeah, Ruthless history was made tonight with we having 2 cars running the same exact lap time for the pole. It was typical in Hollywood. I want to give them both their due diligence on that. But current ruling has Hollywood in first. So we'll see how that works on the points. But with positioning of the track, Hollywood will have the inside line. Now, maybe typical would prefer that outside line here at Kansas. So we'll see how good he's able to run the door of Hollywood down in 1 and 2 when we finally get this thing started. But certainly will be some pace laps to get things going. Appreciate anybody tuning in. Don't turn in on me. But tune in for us and hit that like button. Always appreciated. Like I said, infamous Kansas Speedway. Just something about that flat land out there and those lag clouds that just make things so hard here at Kansas. As notoriously here in the Pro Series, we have had issues with this race just simply going to shit after 2 stages. So yeah, we'll keep our eye on that, and yeah, just hang loose, and we'll get this thing going. All right, as we get reloaded here to Kansas, we'll see how things shape up. Certainly will be some pace laps here to get everybody back in their positions. Hopefully everyone remembered where they were. I'm going to try to do a classic NASCAR start of the race tonight. Let them run the first full lap just under their own merit. Now, so far, looking good. Not seeing any lag. What we saw there at the beginning is everybody just getting down to the bottom of the track, not trying to get in anybody's way, get some damage. Oh, we got some cars back here in the back trying to figure things out. We see some dirt going everywhere. 45 is lagging. That is typical, as the name suggests. That is typical of him. He may have to drop to the back before this thing even starts, unfortunately. I think that's what we're going to see out of him. He's going to have to drop to the back to start the race. All right, everybody getting back into their positions here. Unfortunately, we'll have 22 guys on track, and the camera... Oh, I guess this lobby also is no good. Kansas, just notorious for this stuff, man. For just throwing the lag on us. There we go. We got some wrecking going on. Just to get us some content before we leave. Oh, yeah, that was a good one there by Shepard. He goes down the front stretch here. Once again, lag storms coming through Kansas, second time. Like I said, Kansas is just notorious for this with us, and I don't know why. So we'll see how long these guys really give it a good old college try. But once again, just stick with us here, and once everything gets back going, we'll come back on the air, or back on the mic rather. But for the moment, just enjoy the scenery that is Kansas Speedway here on Heat 5. The one piece of racetrack that you can see. Alright, hopefully this one looks a little better so far. I don't know. That's what we saw last time. We'll stay on here with Hollywood. He'll be one of the first ones to leave. This is not going well. So far, I don't know what to make of it. It's a typical wheel drop to the back here. Because maybe he's having some issues early. Alright, so this will start off with Penske being 1 through 4. 34, no, it's a Ford, so I'm not sure who that is right off the top of my head. Oh, that's, let's try to find them there. It is Mick 11. I swear Titans and Mick 11 join. I believe they only join tracks they can drive to, like in real life. But not everybody looking together here. So it looks like another pace lap will be used here. This may eliminate one of our 2 pit stops, as this will probably run us to about the same length as stage 2, which is only 1 pit stop. So we'll see. Even though they did have to burn this fuel getting around, so they may stick with the 2 pit stops, as that is what the strategy probably has been building up to throughout, this week's practices. But 22 driver field here tonight, and it should be a good one. Unless a wreck happens, I'm going to try to be silent for this for the start of this race. Thank you, West Higgins ORV, Hollywood West Higgins ORV Polo Award sitter tonight. As he is up on the front, we'll come around to the SKU car restart zone. Starting to see a little shake out of these cars, so hopefully everything stays together. But everybody starts to pile in there as we get in the SKU car restart zone. We're underway here from Kansas. Sorry, folks, as had to put the mic on charge. But yeah, we're having some good racing here so far from Kansas, as we've seen a league change there just recently. But we got everything squared away with the mic. Seen McLovin lead quite a few bits of this race. Now, looks like back here, like I said, I hate when the camera's all out of whack with the order of the cars. Oh, no rhyme or reason, but Corey and Jason get kind of shuffled there between one another out of turns 1 and 2. That'd be harsh on the race. See D-Dub's back there. I'm not sure who that is ahead of him. But we have shook up some things here in that top 5. As Sir Gillians moves up to 3rd. Crimson Sky moves up to 4th. Not sure who's in the 9. I think that might be Kari. No, it's Dan the Man. Sorry, pick up here this season for Team Hendrick. Don't know if Kari had made the race or not here this evening. We'll see if we end up finding them here at some point. Sir Gillians, though, sitting there in 3rd as you see the top 2 kind of sort of working together there. I think McLovin chose to give up the lead. Maybe some of those issues started with Jason and Corey whenever he tried to slide back up into position behind Hollywood. They're about a half lap prior, and he's up into the wall there in the 34. Good thing he had a little bit of cushion there to work with. Oh, he's going to force some other guys up into the wall. That's going to pile them up here into turn number 1. It's going to be a huge wreck. Definitely going to be a manual caution. And that will actually bring out the actual caution. So that'll be the first one of the night. You can see them up there sitting all together in turns 1 and 2. D-Dubs went down pit road. He was kind of real far back there, so I don't know. We went under caution, so he would have had to went down there before the caution started. So maybe a big move in the 27. We might see him poke his head up there. I think sort of the issue kind of happened right around here. They just kind of piled up, and those guys just ran right into that mess that was in turn number 1. Hollywood is in the lead here. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in. Please hit that like button. So far, so good here at Kansas. Had their first caution. We'll pile up, kind of stack the field up there. Not sure what D-Dubs did. May have pitted twice, but he definitely gained some position, so maybe just didn't gain over everybody. He had to go back down there, though. We're back underway here from Kansas here in stage number 1. That'll probably eliminate one of the 2 pit stops, so we'll probably just see one more pit stop here for the rest of stage number 1. Stay on board with Crimson. As he moves up to 2nd, going to look to slide up in front of the 34. It's kind of helping the 12 here of Sir Gillians. Is the 34 on our team? I'm not sure. On our team, but yes, I'm a part of Team Penske whenever the time comes. Still 22 laps. That'll be 21 laps in the stage now left. That will require 1 pit stop. See, not too many guys stuck down there to the bottom, but a few down to the inside goes McLovin, I believe it was. There in that 34. Not sure if he was on JCR. I think maybe he had gotten dropped, possibly. Oh, we see something there between these guys coming into turn number 1. That's going to force Haybell down there in the 2 all the way down to the inside. Kind of look at some mid-pack action here. See how everybody's looking. Ooh, up into the wall there is the 4. Not quite sure who that is. Keep on. See if I can remember that one. It's going to be Bacher there in the 4. Got the 19 Dak Fu back there in that mess. 34 of Mick Lovin gets shoved down to the inside. Not where you want to be here in 3 and 4 especially. He's going to have to find a spot to slide that 34 back into. Haybell, though, hanging tough down there on the bottom. He got shuffled out in turns 1 and 2 last go around, and still hanging tough there. Still trying to find a spot to put it. Right now it's Hollywood, Crimson, and Titans. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, things getting spicy back there in the back. Somebody pulled the slide job. Kind of got everybody scattered brain back here. Now you see Haybell start. Oh, we got some contact right there. Not sure who that was between. It might have been Parley and Jason. Not quite sure what happened. Maybe just simply not clear. But Jason did get the wall. Everybody does a good job letting out of the throttle just a bit. That is sort of the let-off point for the turn, so everybody might have been out of the throttle there. Oh, slide job by the 23. Kind of forces a crossover move from the 77. The guy's going to get dicey. 3 wide going into 4 here. We'll look off the nose of Dan, the man here in the 9 car. 34's trying to peek himself up in there. Not going to be able to do it. 77 will, though. It's showstopper there. I do believe driving that machine. Jason was able to kind of separate himself from this little incident and started leading that pack. Got some wall scraping. That's certainly something you're going to see here tonight, as you have to run so close to that fence through these turns to just keep up with everyone else. And we've already seen it over and over. Parley actually started way back there in the field, and he's now up into the top 6 as he finally gets up to the tail end of these leaders. 18 of Titans is going to go down to the inside as we try to get on board with him. Oh, did we see somebody getting to the wall right there? Might have been Sir Gillians in the 12. D-Dubs had that pit stop coming in right when the caution happened, but didn't really come to fruition for him. Titans was able to win the lead there. Gillian still struggling to find a spot up on the high side. These next gens are so good at taking damage. You know, a couple of hits here or there will not bother this race car. And we're going to watch this little mess right here. Dak Food tries to run away from it, as he had McLovin there pushing him. Former teammate, maybe going to let out here. Slide job. Oh, up into the fence goes Dak. It's going to pile up B Nizzy. Oh, it's going to be another one. Oh, yeah, here they go. Big wreck through the infield. Grass is tearing up. Don't know if that will bring out the in-game caution, but that will be certainly a manual caution. Yeah, the race is still green. We'll be going back to the line. We look up there at Hollywood. He has the lead by a good bit. This will eliminate the next green flag pit stop with these guys. Oh, Jason stuck down there to the bottom on the exit of 4, and that was just not the move. Now we'll see everybody coming down to a snail's pace as we cross the line. And it's always important to watch for guys getting into each other here under manual caution. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button. Caution number 2 here in stage 1. Had quite a bit of green flag racing, but we saw the slide job there from McLovin not quite do what he would hoped, and that unfortunately stacked him up coming up out of 4 and just got a few guys turned around. But now this will put the field down pit road. This time should be open. Will not. Hollywood will remain on track. Pit road not open this time. Everybody's probably trying to figure out their correct positions back there. Real love joining in the chat. Appreciate you. All right, so caution number 2 here at Kansas, with 11 laps remaining at the moment, so it will be a shootout for stage number 1. These guys could be Could be low fuel fresh tires, and Kansas, with all this drafting, somebody could have hit a heater. We are on the low draft setting, but with this many cars, you can certainly find a stream of air that will lead you to glory. Caution brought to you by West Higgin ORV and Skew Car. Pit stops brought to you by West Higgins ORV. Restart will be coming up in the Skew Car restart zone. Down pit road this time goes the field. See where Typical's finally got this 45. He is way back there. Probably just having issues. All right, so pit stop's underway under manual caution. 23 and 17 had a little incident earlier, but everything sort of sorted itself out. So let's see where the battle pit road is going to happen right here. Typical going to be in the main last stall. Hollywood will win the battle off pit road, but the battle for second was rather close. I think it may have went to Titans. Choose rule should be coming up. Hopefully everybody gets out of pit road in good order. Not seeing a choose rule this time by, so possibly going to have another pace lap. Will be restarting next time by. So give time for everybody to get off pit road and come back up to the field here. These guys have got to be careful under manual caution as to not to get anybody choose rule this time by. Hollywood, interesting, goes down to the low side. It is a better launch point, but anything behind the leader is usually pretty sketchy. Going to have Parley down there behind 21 giving him a good push, but it's a good look up there for Titans as he's going to have Corey pushing him there in that 31. Not a bad guy to have in tow with you. Route will be going green this time thanks to West Higgins ORV, pole sponsor, caution and pit sponsor, along with Skew Car. Skew Car restart zone will bring us back green. Field is starting to get double filed. Saw a nice little 2 to 3 car wreck. Kind of started with around 5 cars though, with a bad slide job out of the 34. A lot of guys choose that top side back there and through the Skew Car restart zone and back under green here from Kansas. And this will be 8 laps remaining for the stage, so it will be a shootout. All these guys are going to be battling for these stage points. Jason somehow got that car back up to 3rd place. Titans, not a good restart at all up there on that high side, and he has went way back here. As I said, we'll see everybody sort of just jockeying for the position of the top 10, so we're going to keep our eyes on it. The battle for the stage win could be something. Do have teammates here in 1 and 2. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys choose to do it. 7 to go right now as they go down the backstretch. Looks like everybody, typical. That was just a 1-car incident, as McLovin did not go around. I don't know if that's going to end Typical's day or not. See the Ada Kenrod kind of get out of the way here. But gets back up there in front of Titans. Just not a good restart there for Titans, unfortunately. Looks like the field will stay under green here, as I had predicted. 5 laps remain here in stage 1. We'll keep our eyes on the front as we'll see how this stage is going to break down. So far, good racing here in stage number 1. Now we're starting to see guys kind of get a little bit out of their way here. Jason was way up to the high side, and you want to be up there, so if you're on the bottom, you will let out to get back up there. And this top 10 really is very tight, so you get down on the bottom, hung out, you will be left to dry. Ooh, looks like Haybell back there might have got some wall into 4. Trying to get back up to Hollywood as the stage starts to run down a little bit. Looks like Typical got her back going. Unfortunately, there'll be no points for him. 3 wide back there in the field. These guys' top 10 starts to dissipate a little bit. Fresh tires starting to go. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button for us here for Ruthless Racing. Ruthless Nation, the best nation. 3 to go now when they cross the line here in stage number 1. And 4th place getting quite dicey. Haybell goes way down the bottom. He's going to have to find a spot to get that car back in there. It should be around 6th position. Things starting to get dicey back there out of 2. But I think I see a primarily straight line back through there. Hollywood way up there on that fence. Maybe the highest on the fence. Breaks a little bit of draft down here through the tri-oval. Gets back into position. You see he has himself about a car length lead there. Don't know if you really want that or not with 2 to go. Here in the stage, starting to see some more guys back there get shuffled down to the inside. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Stage 1 at Kansas coming down to this. When they come out of 4, hit the line, it'll be 1 to go here in stage number 1. Things should get dicey here for that. Down to the inside goes Parley to block Jason. Jason tries to get back up there. That was the last lap of the stage, so I guess my stream is behind. Get that back up there. My bad, folks. So good by Jason there, actually. Not sure where he ended up. 3rd place, so Hollywood, Parley, Jason, Corey, Showstopper, Haybell, Dan the Man, Kenrod, Titans, and Sooner will be your top 10. Stage 2 requires 1 pit stop, and it will be a hard one. Looks like some damage here on the 11 and B Nizzy. Don't know if we had a wreck there at the end of the stage, maybe towards the back of the field. Sorry about missing that lap count there, folks, but good racing there in stage 1, honestly. Just a couple cautions, something that you would honestly expect. Jason, though, will come out in 2nd up on the high side. Hopefully he can get a good restart out there. Ski car restart zone brings us back green here in stage 2. Hollywood very quickly gets going, and Jason kind of lags back to get that gap back down to 2nd here on the bottom. Good. It's a good launching point, but you want to get right back to the high side here. And this is where you can start to see issues. Guys not clear out of turn 2 on a restart. Already Titans down to the inside. Is going to try to pull the slide job here. We're going to go over top. Not going to be clear. Sooner will go by. Now the 6 of Ben's kind of threatening that area. Titans knows how detrimental it is to get up there. And he won't be able to do it. Oh, huge wreck. Nope, just 1 car. Not sure who that was. Looked like Shepard maybe in the 48. That could have been big. Shepard goes around in turn number 1. I still didn't freak out as bad as NBC would. But that would be a caution in, I guess, their world. Just a 1-car incident here for us, though. No caution by the game, no caution from the race officials. You can see a good move here by Sir Gillians on Ben. Those 2 are teammates, so Not sure why he stuck the 6 out there to dry, but it is very hard to get track position here. And you see some guys trying for that inside launch on the entry. You can get that just slight bit of advantage on the entry going down to the bottom, but you have to get that car back up to the top without hitting the wall. And that in itself is just a challenge. But one pit stop only for this stage with the 18-lap tank. So it's going to make things very interesting, especially on the fuel side. Could save it here in the first run. Could save it in the second run. Oh, D-Dubs minus 500 not to finish the race, cashed. Looks like the 7 there sooner gets out of line. That allows Titans and the 4 of Viper to go around. Viper looking to be, I think, a free agent possibly. Unrestricted free agent. Got starting to shuffle around here. Trioval is kind of a point of choosing. Guys choosing to stay higher than lower. You usually see guys go down below that apron, but not tonight. Possibly trying to save the tire from that bit of wear you get going through the transition of the racetrack. Here has got a little bit of the lag boogie going on. See this whole top 10 just kind of hanging out. Hate when the engine noise goes away. Hollywood winner of stage number 1, pole sitter. Looking strong here in stage number 2. Go off the look of B Nizzy here. He has quite a bit of this field ahead of him. Now Titans, on the other hand, he has worked himself nicely back up into the top 5 here. Get a good look off the front of his go there. Hollywood chooses to stay way high, and he's forcing everybody to choose that high side. You see it. It's kind of like I said, the point of choosing there in that trial, where you go down low and everybody stays high, you're going to lose multiple positions. It usually only works out for the leader in that situation. Ooh, Jason gets a little loose, I believe, out of 2 up there. Manual caution. Missed the wreck. Not sure where it happened. Looks like maybe between these two, Sooner and McLovin. Most looks like the suspects there maybe. This will be big for Shepard though. He had that single car incident in turn 1 right at the beginning of this stage, and that'll allow him to get back up here and reset. I think this will also put us still in the range of that 1 pit stop, but this will eliminate that need to save that bit of fuel that you needed. It's also good for the 45 there as well. Yeah, good point. Crimson, who had a good run, finds himself all the way back there in the back right now, so I'm not sure what happened with that 51 machine. Pit road should be open this time by under manual caution. Thanks to West Higgins ORV. Skew car for the caution, West Higgins ORV for the pit stop. Alright, seeing everybody getting back in order here. as we are under caution here in stage number 2. Not sure how many laps we had when we crossed the line last time. We had 27 remaining, 26, 25. Should be getting restarted about 24, 23 to go here in the stage, so that will require that pit stop that we needed. Hopefully we'll get to see a green flag pit stop. I like seeing how things shape up when we get those in, but with such a large field, you know, things are bound to happen, especially here at Kansas with not so much real estate to race on, really. You know, everybody wants to be on that fence. That is the preferred line here at Kansas. Jason gets out of the pit stop rather quickly, but Hollywood will win the battle off pit road. It'll be Jason Parley, Kenrod coming out here towards the front. So I'm not sure what we saw out of that 8 car. It did take 4 tires. Knowing there's another pit stop here, you know, track position's so important here at Kansas. Possibly now took the full fuel too, so not sure what Kenrod was before he went in pit road, but he certainly benefited coming off of it. These guys will go around this time, should be choosing, and we should get back going the next lap. All right, folks, quick water break for the broadcaster. Enjoy this choose roll, and we'll be back on the air for the restart. All right, down the back stretch this time, we'll be going green out of 4. Everybody looks good here under manual caution. So far, so good. Look off the nose of Hollywood, see how things shape up. We've seen Jason sort of let out and get down into second place, but Jason now down there on that inside line. I know he's going to be pressing hard. Into the skew car restart zone. Everybody piles it in. We're back green here in stage number 2 from Kansas. Gang, 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 driver, as some of these guys probably heard. Jason goes up to the high side quickly, gets in front of Parley, kind of leaves Titans down there to dry. So all kinds of different strategies out of that 23 car, as we mentioned earlier in the race, winner of this race last season. 3 wide there around 4th position. Got Viper there along with Showstopper and Parley. Oh, we've got some things going on. 9. Dan the Man saves it. Everybody saves it there around through the tri-oval. That could have been a mess. But no, everybody stays straight, and we're staying green here at Kansas. Looks like the top 8 or so sort of figured it out. Everybody gets in the racing order. Like I said, 1 pit stop going to be required to finish this stage. Hopefully we get it under green. Like I said, only the tri-oval kind of our messy point here in this race with sort of a do or die situation there. See, Titans goes down to the inside, trying to grab some side draft from the 23. Don't know if he just got loose and got kind of shuffled out of his position there, but it's a long way back there until there's an opening, so maybe he'll find a teammate or something. There he goes, gets up in front of Kenrod. That's for 5th position right there. So he got rather lucky with that. Parley goes way down to the bottom, going to try the slide job. Knows there's no room there. Hollywood goes breaking down to Goes down to the inside. I love Alex with his jokes in the chat. Appreciate you joining us, Alex, in there. Everybody looking good up here through the top 10. We sort of see some parity through the field. We're back through there as guys try to slide up in position, but everybody's straight down the back stretch. Ooh, 17 to Parley possibly had an issue up there out of 4. I think he may have gotten the wall. They'll have Showstopper to move up to 3rd. See Parley still down there trying to fight for a spot to get that 17 into. Just not going to happen. Nobody cutting him a break here. Kenrod might have left the throttle a little bit. You've seen Showstopper have himself a good race here earlier on in the season. Can't remember quite where it was. I kind of want to say Dover. But once again, he's got that machine back up into the top 3. Looking forward to some stage points. 18 laps remain. People could pit and make it to the end of the stage here. So we'll see if anybody chooses to do that. But with how the cautions have fallen here in the race as a whole, I just can't imagine anybody wanting to bring that short pit strategy out the book just yet. Kansas is very hard to get track position, so if short pitting feels like a good option for you, maybe back there in the back, you want to be around 3 to 4 seconds to the leader when you try to pull that short pit. You want to have a really good pit stop on top of that, getting the entry and exit down pat. Back on here with Big Ben, sort of had to work his way through the field a little bit here in this race. Very vocal about how much he feels he gets beat up. So hopefully he'll be able to find some track position there in that 6 machine. There goes Haybell. He'll choose that short pit strategy. And he'll certainly go a lap down if anything were to happen. Oop, there it is. Had a little stack up there going into 3 and 4. Oh, we got some good action right here. Oh, we got the 9 going way down in the infield there. That was Dan the Man. Can't pit from that part of the track. Oh, the 424 G-Dog also around. This might bring out the manual caution. Haybell might have to take a free pass if he ends up being the only car lap down here when this manual caution will most likely come out. That will also eliminate the green flag pit stops. And yes, we are under manual caution once again. So another shootout imminent. 14 laps on the ticker. Should be going back green around lap 10. So we had a few cars get caught up in that. And Dan the Man, he slid through the infield. See the tire tracks there from his and previous accidents that we've had here at Kansas so far. Haybell had actually went down pit road, so he should be good on the fuel. He'll just be a lap down, I do believe. Possibly going to take the wave around here. Only thing that would be for him, he could possibly still go down and take maybe right side tires, keep him pretty relevant to everybody else's tire wear. As you see the 2 go around. So he'll get to come around and pit again. See him go by right here. Got a stack of rules here in Ruthless with how the manual cautions and things work. Been a little hazy here or there, but so far so good tonight. And it's a little easier at a track like Kansas when you don't have so many guys going to be a lap down. So if I am that 2 car, I think I go down and take right side tires. Your left should be fair at this point. You know, he had just came out of pit road. I mentioned, you know, short pitting strategy would put him a lap down, so you just hope nothing would happen. But You know, the only guy to choose that option, and I think he'll be good to go. Just choosing what he's going to do down pit road will be interesting. Pit road speed still has to be met here under caution. Sabell comes in pretty relevant to the field after taking that wave around, or free pass, rather. So he could jump some positions on some guys, I feel like, if he was to just take right side tires here. Shouldn't have to take any fuel. He went down with the fuel number in mind, so he should be light on fuel, or lighter than these other guys, because I think 1.5 might get you there, but you have to count for the next gen burn-off, which is usually about 2 laps. See what that 2 car chose to do. That's Kenrod there. Felt like he's still going to come out towards the rear, so possibly went down there and took all 4 Goodyears. Should be choosing this time by. We're also sort of getting into knock on wood, usually the bad parts of the Kansas lobby, so hopefully everything holds together. Hollywood did not come off pit road in the first position and belonged to Jason and Showstopper. I'll go over Jason here. Should be choosing this time by. Showstopper, you know, he's been known to put in a good run or two, so could be some good points coming for the 77. Looks like those two will choose the inside. Looks like the 21 chose the outside. He'll have Dak Fu up there, who's made up quite a bit of positions. He finds himself going to be restarting here about 4th position. Thanks to West Higgins ORV and Skew Car for that caution, and West Higgins ORV on YouTube. Go check them out for the pit stops. Out to 3 and 4 under caution here this time. Stage number 2 going to be a shootout here. Sort of what we saw in stage number 1. Maybe just a couple more laps to the Skew Car restart zone as we bunch them back up, and we're back green here in stage number 2 at Kansas. Jason jumps out there rather quickly. Hollywood's going to find a spot down there in front of Showstopper. Dak going to be on the high side here, and he's to stay in that throttle, possibly grab a little bit of side draft here from somebody. Could stay relevant here on the exit as everybody's going to be trying to push up to the top. But we have got to keep an eye on what's going to be going down as guys try to slide back up in there. Thank you, Jimmy, for joining the chat. Always good to see you. Jason choosing to break that draft down in the trial. What usually will work for the leader, give him about a car length lead, as you see it there. So that will allow Hollywood to possibly make a move here off the turn, but too quickly to the bumper of the 23 to make anything happen there. As always, appreciate everybody joining, hitting that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Got action every Wednesday on GT7. Action here on NASCAR Heat 5 every Thursday. Hollywood, Jason's Showstopper, kind of the rulers of stage number 2. Hollywood not being very patient looking back there in second place. See Jason sort of attempt to drag down the track, but did not want to give Hollywood that preferred positioning. Up on the quarter panel goes to 21. That'll allow the slide job to come to fruition. And that'll be a quick move up to Hollywood here, just give him the push. You see it kind of gets Jason out of order just a little bit, but he's able to keep that thing up against the wall. It's like the top 12 or so have all stacked in there pretty nicely. You see Harley back there trying to make a move. Around Titan's not going to happen. 17-18 going against each other. Dak Fu had started around 4th position here in this restart for stage number 2. After the caution, finds himself still tucked in there in the top 5. Oh, the 6 of Ben goes hard and left to the wall. I don't know if he actually found the wall, though. Don't know what caused him to do it. Oh, yeah. Looks like a pug there on the front end of that 6 car. That's going to be some heavy damage. Nobody else involved either, so that will not be so good for the 6 team. We just mentioned earlier, you know, he felt like he got beat up a little bit here or there in these races, and there he goes for stage number 2. He'll be out of points most likely unless he can get a caution. Big Ben Radioactive would not be FAA approved, or FCC, sorry, whatever one it is. See Jason there, maybe not too happy with how that slide job got put on him there by the 21. We mentioned, you know, he looked a little bit. Oh, we got some lag there on that 45. Might have to see him get out of line. Easy back there. He's door to door with Dan the Man on the Ford Viper. Back up here to our top 5 or 6. Big Ben down there with big damage. He will go a lap down. He just needs to stay. He just needs to stay at least just 1 lap down here. He should be fine. Don't know if he was going so slow in a mark of protest or not. It was just a 1-car incident. Good look here from Parley. See how things are starting to shape up. See the 77 Showstopper go down this time to the inside of that trioval. Hollywood got down there and gave him some draft that actually allowed him to not lose any spots. So that was lucky by Showstopper there, having that move kind of work out for him. Oh, off his turn number 2. Hollywood gets a little shove, tries to go back up to the high side. Might have got a lift out of the 23. I'm not sure. Jason knows he had won this race last year, so he's trying to go back-to-back at Kansas. Showstopper gets stuck down to the inside again against Kenrod. Oh, my goodness. And we are going to have a manual caution here. Now, I'm not sure who that would have been from. We got the 51. I'm not sure if he was just off the pace or what. Got quite a few cars up there. Still got some cars back here. That's going to help out that 6-car a ton. Hopefully he was the only car a lap down, and it'll allow him to get this lap back. Actually, that was a in-game caution. Sorry, I thought it was manual caution with where it happened, but no, that was in the game. Possibly just that big pack we see back there. Unfortunately, we might have missed it, but looks like these guys might be the culprits of that accident. They were kind of all over the place back there, just jockeying for whatever position they could find. That is for 10th position, so they probably were racing for the stage points. Now this is going to throw a wrench in things. B. Nizzy going to be on the front. Let's see how many laps we got left here in stage. Nope, not going to be on the front. Not going to be allowed, I guess, or something. Maybe didn't pit on accident, but stage number 2 back underway. Nope, this is stage 3, sorry. So that actually ended the stage. It could have just been the end of the stage. I wasn't really paying attention to the lap counts there, so my bad on that. Been a couple weeks since I've done one of these, I think. So, my fault. Hollywood going to win stage 2. We didn't have many laps there, so that's my bad. But stage 3 will require 2 pit stops. After stage 2, the race is official. So if we start to see this lag shit from Kansas, as we sometimes do after stage 2, that could be the end of the action here at Kansas. So far, restart looks good. Hopefully we can get to a green flag pit stop here in this stage. Oh no. Well, like typical, kind of got out of line there, possibly due to some lag or something. Not sure what happened there. Titans, in his own right's had a good run here at Kansas, along with Showstopper Kenrod. Since that one caution, he came back out in 4th position, and he has not really relinquished that top 5. And we've got the 7 there on the high side, kind of got into the wall. Back through there. That probably stacked up some guys because he was in that preferred line. Guys have to go down to the inside to sort of miss him. That did sort of separate everybody back there. You see typical of doing that dance, you know. So he's going to get out of the way. Typical with the issue he's having, he's going to need those green flag stops to sort of separate himself from people, so he can just maybe get some positions on some guys without anybody around them. See, Nizzy, I guess, probably just didn't pit during the stage break. Not sure what's going on there with that 11. Hollywood's still trying to hang on to this lead. Not a lot of cushion here in this top 10 to sort of try to make a move or a crossover on somebody. We've got here B. Nizzy still trying to find a spot up on the high side. Finally gets up there. Here's some guys letting out of the throttle. Typical right there with this group. So I think Ben should have gotten his lap back there at the end of that stage. But now it's all going to be about track positioning. I think Jason may have got the wall there out of 2. That kind of stacked them up a little bit. Still not much cushion here in this top 10 to try to make one of those slide job operations. Ooh. Maybe Jason having some issues there against the wall here the last couple of laps. 45 to go here at Kansas. So far, so good. So we knock on wood. Pray for no lag storm. Titans got Dak Fu right there tucked in behind them. It's 2 Toyotas trying to move their way up through the field. Dak started around, I want to say 16th, 17th, maybe back through there, maybe 15th. But he's done real good at trying to capture what little bit of track position he can. He's up about 10 spots now, so looking good there for the 19. These guys choose to run the high side all the way around here at Kansas, something you usually do not see. And that is what we're seeing from these guys tonight. Got about 12 or so cars up the front, at least half of the field here in a straight line. Like I said, burnout rule, 2 pit stops, all got to be taken into consideration. Harley's sort of had a rough race. We've seen him out front, seen him not so much out front. Guys get stacked up out of 4. Hollywood still using that tri-oval to dive down there at the finish line. And like I said earlier, that only kind of works for the leader Because if you do that against any of these other guys, they're going to have that, air to kind of steal your position that you did have. I think we've only seen one guy kind of get away with that, and it was possibly due to a courtesy lift from Kenrod in the 8, who currently finds himself in top 3 position. Showstopper Jason Hollywood, sort of the show for stage number 2. Oh, we've stacked them up here in 2. I think Jason got the wall again, possibly made that thing too loose, and he's just kind of bumper carring everybody. But he's able to keep it straight. 17 apart. Lee's going to be coming up the track. He's going to be coming back up on that track in a bad spot. He's going to have some cars back there with a head of steam, but he should have been able to get back up there. Just don't think he took the opportunity quick enough. Not good for Jason there, not at all. But with the way this race has gone, it's not over yet. Hollywood actually up here looks like a sitting duck. He has got quite the lead now as it kind of stacked up everybody. They'll quickly get back up to him, though, with this drafting line. Nizzy, I think, had the worst of that probably. As he spun around, possibly. Kenrod's moved up to second place, having himself a run here at Kansas. "39 laps remain." Oh. I think possibly a caution came out. It did. Not sure for who, though. B. Nizzy down pit road. We'll see how that works out for him. '99 sort of just sitting here all alone. Could have gotten into it there with that car we saw behind him. Not really sure what brought out the caution there as we was looking at the front of the field. Did not have the 3,000 cameras or the option for replay to kind of look at that. Maybe G-Dog got in on that incident as well. So Jason has been saved. He has repented. But Hollywood will remain the leader. Got Kenrod in second, Titans in third. So Corey has moved back up to fourth, Showstopper fifth. As we're back underway through the SKU car restart zone here in stage number 3. Now let's see how that's going to look on our pit stops. 35 remaining, so that will allow that will leave 1 pit stop for us to get through. About 2 full fuel runs, including the burnout rule. Actually, it's 34 laps, so shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully, this lobby will hold together. Oh, Hollywood didn't look good there out of 4. He's got Kenrod towing very closely, and Kenrod has no room for error. There's guys right there on his bumper, and that's going to be an issue, you know, if things go awry, because you really don't want that pressure coming up from behind you like that. Thanks everybody's still here. Kansas is coming down to it. 33 to go when we hit the line. Still seeing some guys back here through the field trying to find their way to the high side. Jason's still stuck back here. Finally finds a spot there, it looks like, in front of the 48. No, not quite clear. Going to still be stuck on the bottom here through 3 and 4. Big Ben, you know, he's on the pedal to the metal because he is trying to pick up every spot that he can after getting sort of dished out there in stage number 2. They're very close to the end of the action. So far, been a really good race here this season. Oh, we've got guys everywhere back here. About the middle of the field trying to figure it out. Oh, got some guys down there on the low side. Try to go off the nose of somebody to see what we can catch. 45 is typical, so probably nothing more than that issue he's been having. He really needed the green flag pit stops to kind of happen so he could catch a break. You can see he is having that issue though. Not sure what happened here. Big Ben not so good out of 2. He's going to lose at least 4 or 5 positions. Stays on the high side though. He'll be better than G-Dog here. Oh, the 11. And everybody missed it. Not sure how they did it. But that's got these guys in a hurting spot if this thing stays green. Down to about 32 to go now. Here in stage number 3, Viper got shuffled out somewhere. Unfortunately, that's got him way back there. Up front, though, everybody's looking good. Oh, possibly some guys hits the wall there out of 4. You can see the shake throughout the field whenever somebody kind of slows up a bit. Hollywood looking for a clean sweep here at Kansas. From pole to the stages to the win. So we'll see if that 21 can kind of get things back on track. Been a couple rough weeks for the 21 team. Had a DNF at Texas. Not a so great finish at WWT. So far so good tonight at Kansas. And Hollywood should not flirt around with that tri-oval much more. He's got Kenrod right there with 27 laps remaining. Oh, we got a big wreck back there. See if we can catch this thing. Right there, we got the 19 Dak Food, unfortunately, a part of that. That should have brought out the caution, I felt like. It will certainly bring out a manual caution. That's right, these guys will start to slow down. So, we are back to 1 pit stop. Things could get interesting now. Not sure who else was involved in that wreck with Dak. Looks like the 4 is just going to catch up as something happened to him earlier. It's actually be big for Big Ben as well, as he was kind of just stuck back there in traffic after his incident there in stage 2. I think Dak and just a couple guys hit him there is what happened. That allowed B. Nizzy to come around and get his lap back. Pit road will be closed this time. Will be open next time. Hollywood, Kenrod, and Titans, along with Corey, all up here in the front. Showstopper as well. Let's not forget about him. He's had a good, strong run since the start of stage 2. But enjoy the pace of manual caution as we take a quick water break. Still got 1 pit stop to go, so those pit stops looked rather quick to me, but I could be wrong. be choosing this time by. Thanks to West Higgins ORV and Skew Car for cautions and pit stops. Make sure you give a check to West Higgins ORV over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button for them. Also check out Skew Car on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I hate saying that. The formerly Twitter part, that is. All right, everybody's chosen as we go down the backstretch through 3 and 4 this time. Back to the restart zone. We'll get this thing back underway. All right, guys, starting to stack them up as we get to the Skew Car restart zone. And we're back green under Kansas here in stage number 3. It should be a good one here towards the end. There'll be one pit stop remaining. All right, so far so good here on this restart. Things are kind of wonky back here towards the back. Hopefully we can get through this. Burnout rule is in effect, if they remember it. Mostly everybody staying to the high side here. McLovin, we've seen him have some issues here today, but a good racer in his own right, finds himself back up here in contention. So burnout rule in effect. Hits that Dodd, unfortunately. But a great pit strategy there by Jason. In the end, back-to-back here, Season 4, Season 5 for Jason at Kansas. So still reigning supreme as the king of Kansas here through the last 2 seasons. Another big step up for Ben, though, making some kind of strategy call there. Because I think he brought his machine home second. Get the final count here as everybody crosses the line. I think Parlee finished in third. Let's see what our final results give us here. Once everybody crosses the start-finish line. Yeah, Jason, Ben, Parlee, Dan the man. McLovin comes in fifth. Hollywood in sixth after sweeping the stages and taking the pole. Kenrod seventh. And before it went off screen, we got the eighth for Showstopper. Kenrod and Showstopper and Hollywood were the kind of the stories of stage 2 and all that. Corey ninth, Sooner rounding up your top 10. Haybell, Crimson, Typical B, Nizzy through 14th. So it'll be 3 new faces, maybe for the season. Not quite sure, but 3 unfamiliar faces to the booth for these guys. And what a call by Jason and Ben to get that done there at the end on pit road. So what a race from Kansas. I'm going to get back out here, get on that 23 car. And that way your winner, Jason of JCR, the captain, getting things done here at Kansas. All right. Just wait for Jason, the winner, here to join, and we will get the post-race interviews underway. There he is, the man himself. Back-to-back wins at Kansas through these last 2 seasons. Quite the strategy there at the end, or I guess the pit call rather, to go down that early and then choose whatever you did. But we saw a real good run out of you to begin this thing. Sort of got into a little bit of an incident there during the middle of the race. Had to sort of work that 23 car back up through that field. And then you just put yourself in a good position there at the end. Things luckily went green. Sort of worked out for you. Just kind of walk us through what it was like being so strong, then getting stuck in that traffic, and then what you did at the end.
Yeah, it was a tough race because a lot of first stage, got a little screwed over there, went all the way to the back, and then luckily we got a lot of cautions following our way to get us back up front. It's tough because some guys kind of wanted to poke their nose out to the outside of you and try to get it in there, and it just kind of was screwing me up all race because I don't know if I have too many friends out there, but a lot of guys kind of wanted to sneak their nose in on me the whole race. So I was kind of screwing up, trying to just stay up high towards the wall, and sometimes we're hitting the wall in the front stretch a lot. So just trying to keep a smooth race. That third stage, as soon as I got on the wall and went all the way back to the back, I was like, oh man, we're screwed. And then luckily the caution came out, and then I figured, actually I prepared my car for a race just like this to where I can just take no tires. And luckily that happened. Surprised nobody else did it. And it kind of worked out for us to get back-to-back wins at Kansas.
Yes, sir. I mean, quite the move there. You know, I don't think anybody else saw it, maybe other than the guys who finished behind you there, and Ben and Parley. And so just kind of speak on what this means for your team, JGR, as getting a good win here for the points.
No, we definitely need it. I don't think anybody, I'm not sure if anybody else has won besides Penske cars and then the fill-in drivers. But we definitely need it. It's good to get a back-to-back win. It's good to try to keep that points lead because I know Hollywood's going to be on me at Watkins Glen. So I want to get a nice points gap to try to keep that points lead and try to get that championship. I know we're strong at Daytona. And just looking forward to that and try to keep that momentum going through.
All right, Jason, sounds good, man. Championship four contender last season. Kansas kind of propelled you into that. So good to you again here in season five, and congratulations on the win.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. And we'll go over to our second place finisher. I'll be honest, I was kind of vying for you out there, Big Ben. You know you're so vocal about maybe how beat up you get here during these races, and we saw it again there in stage two. Just a rough go for you there in that six. Not real sure how all the stages shaped up for you other than stage two, but a good call there at the end. Kind of just speak on your race, having to work through all that traffic all race long. I know it had to be a handful. And then what was going through your mind there at the end when you were kind of in the lead while merging back onto the track, but Jason was just there at the right moment?
Well, yeah, I got, the round, my race sucked until the end. I got lucky, with that last caution, and I just knew the strategy I wanted to pull. Stage one and two were, stage one wasn't so terrible, but Jason kind of summed it up. People with a little less experience try and get to the air outside if you have a little bit of a wiggle, and this race is a lot about just riding around and trying to get yourself in a good spot, and when people start pushing the issues in front of you, it can get ugly fast. If you're not in the top five, and holding that spot, it's tough. But I try to stick with it. Stage three started off terrible again. Just tried to stick with it. That last caution that came out, I knew right away with the fuel and the tires that I could do it. Um, I didn't know that Jason was closer on tires than me on the last lap. I had saved a little more. That's why he got like a second gap. If I would have pushed it off pit road, my tires might have been screaming a little more, and I might have been a little closer. But I was happy with second. If he would have blown a tire and I would have snuck a win out, that would have been awesome. But second place was more than I ever would have thought it would happen tonight. So my season's been shit so far, and getting a second place really just is, I mean, more than I ever could have dreamed of tonight, especially the way it was going. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that was awesome, especially to see Parley finish. I think Parley probably pulled the same strategy. He pitted 10 laps before me, and we came out pretty much together. Um, I think the top three probably were all the same strategy. It was, I don't know, that was we were all probably thinking about that once we got outside the top 10 there. That's probably the way to go. So good to see everyone had a good night. Some different strategies could pay off to get the win. So all in all, I guess a good finish for me. Pretty happy with it.
Yeah, well said. It's actually your best finish here in the Pro Series, so congratulations on that. Uh,
Thank you. I did not. I
yeah,
guess I probably did know that. I think before was probably a third that I
yeah,
also
at the Roval.
lucked into. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so a real good race where you been. Hollywood kind of held down the points in the stages, I guess, but you come through for your team here getting a second place.
Yeah, it was a good night. We're happy, and especially Parley finished right behind me, so Team Penske should have picked up a handful of points there. So all in all, I guess a good night after all.
Yeah, definitely good. Congratulations to you, Ben. As we'll move on over to the 17 of Parley. Uh, Real fast race car out of you tonight. Sort of another one of those guys who just kind of found his nose in the wrong place at the wrong time throughout the race. And probably one of the first pitting guys there on that last run that we had. So, kind of just speak on your race having to fight through that traffic. And then, did you think that your strategy there at the end was going to work out the way it did?
Yeah, I mean, I was riding 13th in that last stage. I knew I had a really fast car, but you can't really force it at Kansas, so I decided to make the decision to try and pit early as possible so I could like pit on my own entry and not worry about people either behind me or in front of me. I knew I could make it on tires, so I wasn't worried about that. I was contemplating about taking a little bit less of a can. If I did that, I possibly could have had a run for a second, but in overall the race was pretty good. Stage one with Hollywood, I couldn't really do much on moves because I had front end damage, so there's no way my car could really rotate going into three and four. So I settled for second. And stage two, I think I was just right in the lane. Cars got in the wall a little bit, and then I dropped back, but that was a fine stage. I didn't really get caught up a whole lot, unlike some other drivers in here that had little bit worse luck than I did. But I felt confident going into that pit road, and a good decision on Ben and Jason, obviously, for having it work out well, and Penske for sure. I mean, a 2-3 Hollywood getting stage points there. I mean, I'm sure that's got to put us, I mean, closer or maybe not even first in team points. I'm excited to see that. But overall, good race. That was probably the most enjoyable Kansas race I've actually raced at. So, and I don't really like this track, but I had fun tonight.
Yeah, man, it looked real good from up here as well. Another Penske driver here getting third place points. Another big night for your team, as you know the team points are pretty close out there. So congratulations on bringing that hot rod into third.
Yeah, thanks. I actually do want to shout out Kari for building that whip. Did a pretty damn good job putting that together. I thought I'd give it a shot and want to give him a shout out. I know he's not racing tonight, but yeah, good on Kari.
All right, yeah, congratulations there to Parley. Jason on the win, Ben with the strategy. All these three top threes with the strategy. We got Hollywood in here. What you got to say?
No, I just wanted to come in here and say that tonight was ran very well. Like from a procedure standpoint, everybody was on the same page all night, and I think that was probably the first race that we were all on the same page. The manual cautions went well, no lag in the lobby, so it was a ton of fun out there to race against everybody. Um, Kansas is always a top line track. I think we saw that for most of the race. Um, we had a couple people complaining about that, but it is what it is. That's why we put the track on the schedule. We try to put tracks that have different variables. And there were certain points in that race I was running fuel gear out front, running all the way at the fence through the tri-oval. Like, some of those cars definitely could have gone around me. Nobody decided to do it, so um, that's just how the racing goes. And um, kind of wish we would have got some green flag stops, other than the one at the end. And yeah, I mean, congratulations to Jason. I felt like I had that race under control, but it's always cool to see a new winner, not new winner to the Pro Series, but new winner in the season. So he's going to extend that regular season points gap, which is not what I wanted.
Yeah, big race. I mean, for you as
Yeah,
well. With the two stage
we
wins,
had
but
I had good points. I just touched that apron coming out, man, and it got me. But anyways, shout out to Dan. He finished fourth, and then I believe McElevin, who's a ex JGR teammate, coming out here getting revenge on the field. He rounds out your top five tonight. Kenrod had a shot at me for sixth. Didn't quite get to me at the line, but he had a good race too. He was up there all night running P2 in that third stage. So great race by the fellas, and looking forward to Watkins Glen next week. Um, turn one in the bus stop. Probably gonna get a little hectic, so we'll see what we got for that.
yeah, most definitely. Shout out
Where are you
Ken
guys at?
Rod.
Oh yeah, where are you guys
Sorry,
at for GT7 this week?
we're pulling the doubleheader at Sardinia in the rally cars, and we're going to Northern Isle in the Mazda Roadsters.
All right, so we got a little bit of a dirt race.
Then sort
Low
of like
key
Bristol.
GT7 Bristol.
I might have to enter
Knock,
me in that Northern Isle race.
knock off Bristol. Nah, you gotta run both. You gotta run both.
No, that's not in the rules.
I don't like the rules. Ask Monkey. Shout out West Higgins ORV for the sponsoring the pole award for the season. Me and Typical tied. I want to say that the official result from that tie for the pole is that I get the pole because it showed I was in first. Also, I don't think he deserves it for because he was lagging all night.
It's unfortunate.
No
Anyways,
comment.
no comment. But oh my god, he'll be there'll be some repercussions for that one. Anyways, take it away, Stu. congratulations to the podium, and good job by the league for how the race was ran tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. Congratulations, Jason, on the win. Big Ben, Parley, kind of working that strategy to get themselves up here in the booth with the top threes. Um, but yeah, shout out to Kenrod though and Showstopper. Those two guys, they were since stage two, they kind of really lit it up and just found themselves, I guess, sort of back there with everybody else. Probably took tires or something where these other guys didn't. I knew it was going to be real close there at the end with how the laps were working out. So felt like right sides or no tires was going to be kind of the call, and that's what we've seen work.
There was a lot of 4 tire calls. I think honestly, uh, McLovin was the only one that got around. McLovin got around me for fifth, but the top top five besides McLovin and myself all took no tires there.
If you were gonna take no tires, McLovin almost made it work. You needed to pit as soon as the window opened, like with 17 to
Yeah.
go, 18 to go. You
So
had to pit to make the extra time up, which is
yeah, those
risky.
guys
Like
those
even
guys
like
lost a lot of time because I was out front in fuel gear, and if you're gonna take 4 tires, you gotta be running hard, running away from people. So
yeah, but
for them, it would have been better to pit early and take the draft away from me, so it'll slow down my lap times, and then also it puts fresh tires on their car earlier.
the top
But
three are thanking you for your fuel gear because the guys that
right,
everyone you guys held them close
I
to,
would
at
have
least for me, it was like just riding, like, and I wasn't even
yeah,
hardly in the draft, and you guys weren't
I
going
would
anywhere.
I would have still been fine. I had enough fuel,
I knew
but
you knew what to do. Like, if you wouldn't have messed it up, I'm sure you were on no tires slash a gas.
yeah, it was just tough because I wanted to pit early, but you have to stay in the draft to maintain lap time. And so a couple of those guys that went early, they go to pit road even if they take no, like Parley, for example. He goes down pit road, and I know he took a little bit more fuel than us too, but if he's out of the draft early, he's not running the same lap times as the pack. So there's a few things that go into it to make it work, and everybody has the same opportunity to run the same strategy as everybody else. So that's just how it worked out. We had a caution late, um, and that's just what the lap count dictated. If there was probably 2 more laps or maybe even 1 more lap, the 4 tires probably would have worked because Jason said he was low on
Yeah.
tire. I blew a tire pretty much as soon as I
I was
crossed the
capping. I
line.
had 8% left off of mine.
Okay,
Just a
well,
bunch.
but see that 8%'s only 1 lap.
Yeah,
So if there was 2 more laps on the ticker, that wouldn't
I
have
could have
worked.
gone one
But
more lap, but it would have been tough.
yeah, I would have one more.
I honestly, I was so in the zone that I didn't, I forget, I know we talked about this last week, but I was so in the zone that this burnout rule wasn't even in my mind. And when you said 1 to go, 2 to go, I was like, oh, fuck, let's go. Now I can actually try and push it. But at that point, it was, I was happy with second. I wish there would have been more lap.
Well said, fellas. Yeah, it came down to an exciting ending here at Kansas. Seemed like the cautions, just kind of fell right in the perfect spots for there not to be any green flag stops. But we finally got one down there at the end of the race when it mattered, and it really shook up everything. But without further ado, to all of my people in North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, hope everything's going well for you guys. Anybody down in Florida, I know several guys here in our league are from Florida. Um, hope everything's going well for you guys, especially on that western coast. But yeah, go enjoy the end of Thursday night football. Catch us back here on Wednesday with the doubleheader over on GT7. Congratulations, Jason, Ben, and Parley once again here at Kansas top three. You know what it means. Rock on, race on, Ruthless racing.